Tav X purity becoming one. Tav X purity becoming one. Believe it or not, Israelite, believe it or not, this is going to be an FYI for your information video. It's not going to be that much scripture. I got a lot of clips, little short clips to show you, and I'll explain it when I start. I'm going to give, it's 10:15. I'm going to give James Harding Tav X, purity becoming one, purity becoming one, Tav X. Tav X, purity becoming one. Tav is the 400 numeric value of the Hebrew Phoenician alphabet. It means purity and becoming one. A lot of people say shalom. There's nothing wrong with saying shalom. I don't say shalom here because there's no peace in here. My channel is to guide Israelites in the way that they should go towards the Most High so he can be appeased with you. As we know, I'm a student of King Solomon. He says in Ecclesiastes, what he realized, everything reoccurs. There's nothing new under the sun. What has been will be. What happened will happen. In in the book of Malachi 3, Most High changes not. So in Hosea chapter 8, he asked a question to the Israelites, which he's going to do again because he doesn't change. Is Israel capable of purity? When you keep reading Hosea 8, apparently not. Sent them back to captivity for no purity. So what I try to do in this channel, which is a Torah and Tanakh only channel, we don't read that New Testament, don't believe in no JC, no son next to the Most High, or anybody next to the Most High. The Most High is alone. 1 Samuel chapter 7, you're going to return back to the Most High. Return back to the Most High with your whole heart. Put away the strings, God, and serve him alone. Isaiah 46, the Most High says, I am God and there's none else. I am divine and there's none like me. I know the ending from the beginning. I know what is to come, and all my plans shall be fulfilled. And Hosea chapter 13 said, I was your only God in Egypt. I have been your only helper. I'm the one that guided you in the wilderness. There was no sun on this side. That New Testament is not scripture, it's epistles and letters. And those are false epistles and letters. We're just Torah and Tanakh only. There's only a small remnant of us on the earth today. That's why my channel is very small, and it will be small all the way to the end. I'm good with that because I know the majority of the Hebrew Israelites are Messianic and Christians, which are just chocolate-covered Christians. So they have another God, just like all the religions of the world. So this video is just an FYI video for your information. You can believe it or not. And caring is sharing. So that's what I'm going to do with you guys today. It's 3:24. I'm going to give like 7 minutes for people to come in the room. And even though James Harden, you're the only one up here right this second, doesn't mean that anybody else is not watching. Some people watch and they don't want to comment and be on the chat screen. So we'll give, since I don't give any pre-notifications, let's give a few minutes for the people to come in the room or not. You can believe this or not. FYI for your information. We're at 6:20. Oh, it may just be me and you, James Hardy. It just may be me and you. And remember, 600,000 left Egypt, and only 70 made it into the promised land. That's less than even 1%. So, all right, we're going to start. James is just me and you. Tavex, purity becoming one. Tavex, purity becoming one. Great to have you on, James. Um, believe it or not, um, several days ago, I was, because I surf the internet, to see what's going on current in the world, especially since I don't live in America. I go on there. I try to restrict my time and limit my time, but I do go on there. And I heard some clips. Like I saw this one video and it talked about health. And health is a big thing with me. I've always did exercises since I was young all the way up to now, and I'm old now. I'm an OG now, as you could tell, but don't sleep on me. And I was into health. I don't go to gyms. I exercise in my house, and I'm a quasi vegetarian, a lacto, um, a lacto. What is it? How do you call it? A lacto ovo vegetarian. I eat eggs. I eat a very little bit of cheese and lentils and peas and fruit and stuff, nuts and stuff like that. That's all I eat. So, and I eat that every day, um, barley and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm into health. So I saw a video about health, and it just reminded me of a couple verses, and I want to share what I experienced and what came in my mind while I was watching the verses. So I, I didn't take the whole video. I took clips of it because some of them I didn't think it was important. So I'm going to share them clips with you. But first, what I'm going to explain it. So, we all want to live, to the end. Me, I just want to make it to the great and terrible, awesome day of the Most High, be elected to go in the wilderness of Ezekiel chapter 20, but not be labeled as a rebel and come out on the other side. I want to see with my eyes the punishment of the wicked in Psalm 91. But I need health to get there. So, I've always been involved with health and eating and so forth and so on. But we live in this wicked world, demonic, filled, abominable world. They poison everything. You know, is somebody a new high? She says all the doors are closed, and she's right. They close all the doors. They even close some of the doors that sometimes in the back of my mind I thought of it, but you know, sometimes when you hear from somebody else, it sparks you a little bit more. They poison the air, the water, the food, everything, clothes, everything we wear, use, and everything like that. But for some strange reason, you know, I'm like, well, all the vitamins and supplements, maybe some are bad, but some of them are still good and so forth and so on. But listen, in my own personal life, that's why I say this is an FYI, there's been times in my life, I'm like, man, I don't eat. I keep the biblical laws. We're not supposed to be eating pork, shrimps, lobsters, crabs, mussels, anything in those seas and waters that don't have skins and fins. We can't eat. I follow all the dietary Hebraic laws. but also in the general foods that the people eat, the food pyramid. I don't follow none of that, and I don't really eat processed food. I haven't eaten it in a while, but still, sometimes I still don't feel like 100%. I'm like, man, I eat better than all these niggas. Excuse me. I eat better than all you people. A lot of you people. I don't do this. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Never drink and never smoke. Never this. And that. But I still don't feel that great. And things is not perfect. And I know the world's messed up. I know the air is polluted. I know the water is polluted. I know there's red 40, yellow 18, or whatever the number is. You know, purple 28, and all the preservatives and nitrates and all that stuff, and all poisonous, cancerous things they put in our food. But I stay away from the majority. I stay away from the majority of all that stuff. Ice creams, pizzas, you know, you know, Wise potato chips and Pringles. I stay away from all that stuff. Cakes, and I love cakes and cookies. I stay away from that stuff. But sometimes I still feel not that good. I'm like, how could that be? Because I live in a fallen world. And even me, sometimes I can underestimate the devil. The devil that the Bible speaks of is the heathen, Gentiles, and Esau in charge of the earth because our forefathers sinned. That's part of our punishment. So when I was flipping or surfing the web, I saw a video, and this guy said I should get 1,000 likes on this. See, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things from experts to see what they say about health and food. And I'll be honest with you, it was very interesting. So I made little clips took little sections out of his video because it was like, oh shit. But you know what? I stopped. This was I'm gonna use this for something else. This was my natural supplement container. I had a whole bunch. You see, it's cleared out. I have my little. I have my little scoopers, and I had this filled with natural supplementation in here, and you know what? I didn't get it for a while, but I started knowing this even before I saw those clips. And I said to myself, I said, you want to know what? Hey, see, natural stuff is not good. It's trying to knock shit over, trying to knock your life over, knock your health over. Get over there. So anyway, I started like thinking, I'm like, man, I should be healthier. I shouldn't have all the, some aches and pains and some cautions and stuff like that. I know I did a lot of bad eating back in the day. I used to eat a lot of sugar, a lot of cookies, cakes, cream, pizzas, hamburgers, ribs. I used to eat a lot of crazy stuff back in the day, but for years and years, a lot of candies and cookies and everything. I really did my body bad. Even though I didn't never drink and smoke and take drugs, sugar is one of the worst drugs. You know what I'm saying? And I was high on sugar, sugary cakes and cookies and ice creams and all that stuff like that. I didn't take care of my temper. I didn't even realize that was a thing because, hey, I'm just going to the supermarket or the grocery store or the bakery or the pizzeria or the restaurant, and I'm eating. I'm eating only food. I'm not taking drugs. I'm not doing smoking or drinking, or I'm good. But I was young, so, my body could take it. But as you get older, it's going to start to boom, 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 get you, So then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? This devil has his dirty demon hands in almost everything. He's polluted everything, almost destroyed everything, almost extinct all the good animals that off the planet, did everything. Melting the ice caps and just doing everything. But I have one section, my supplements. No, I ain't messing with that too much. Because I still feel good. My blood work is good. I still got some problems, but, But then something kept just playing with my mind. Like, you know what? You stop taking them supplements. Even though I know the food is bad, like the new I says, all the doors are closed. Food is bad, but I'm going to try to eat the best that I can. octo-lacto vegetarian. I don't eat meats. I haven't eaten meat. I don't even remember the last time I ate meat. I don't eat meat. I don't eat like processed food cans and stuff like that. I just eat, peas and fruit, nuts, and stuff like that. I was surprised I'm not super skinny. So my little thing works. I'm not big. I was bigger before when I used to eat everything, but now I'm not. But, I want to see the great and terrible, awesome day of the Most High. I want to laugh with the Most High, because that's what he's saying. He's going to laugh at his adversaries and enemies at the end. I want to laugh with him on this earth, but in mobility and vitality, not in the hospital bed, not taking 3,000 medications, which is killing me, and whatever. So, I made a life change. So, I want to share this with you guys. So, you see my natural supplement case, health case. It was filled up. It's empty. And I stopped it a little while ago. I stopped it a little while ago. And I stopped it a little while ago. And because, I just was thinking, like, maybe I got these other pains and stuff. Could it be them supplements? But it's natural. They're natural. They're not medicines and chemicals. They touched everything. This is why some of the Christians and Messians, they don't get it. No. Esau and the white man couldn't have lied, and the devil couldn't have lied about the New Testament and JC. Yes, he did. He lied about that too. You don't believe that. That's what you guys are doing. Well, in reference to your health, like for me, I ain't touching the natural supplements. Maybe this is just something else. I got pains, or it is it. Maybe I got, I stopped taking that stuff. I feel so much better. And I just rely on the natural things that I'm doing. And of course, praying to the only God creator, who is the creator, the savior, the redeemer, the helper, the protector. The only one in Exodus 3:14 who told Moses, tell Pharaoh, let my people go to come and worship me. My name forever is I am that I am. I will be. Ahia Asher Ahia. When I have him, I desire none else. Those that are not near to the Most High perish, and he annihilates all those that are untrue to him. So, since when you read Ecclesiastes, because I'm a student of King Solomon, it says everything that comes in your life, love, hate, good, evil, everything was planned out from the beginning by the Most High. So the thought came in my mind, hey, maybe those supplements are hurting me. And I stopped them. And then a little later on, I found this video. These video clips that I'm going to show you. But let me go to the scripture right now. I don't want to make this long because the video clips, a picture says 1,000 words is going to explain everything. And that's why I have a thumbnail saying, believe it or not. In Ezekiel chapter 14, though Job, Daniel, and Noah was in it, they had to save themselves by their own righteousness. Them clips that I'm going to show you after I read these two verses, believe it or not, do what you do, because, with me, because Ezekiel chapter 14, though Job, Daniel, Noah was in it, they got to save themselves. I want to be one of them to make it to the great and awesome day of the Most High in mobility and vitality. Most High willing, not be dead, not be in a hospital bed, not on 3,000 medications or nothing like that. I want to trust in the Most High. Because it says, Deuteronomy 32, he says, I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound, and I heal, and none could be delivered from my hand. So he wounds us, but, we can ask for healing. But you know why I'm making this video too? Because healing, some people just want, like, I can't say a magic wand, but just want things blink, and the Most High, like, just heals you. But sometimes, we got to do things ourselves. The divine intervention is you intervening with the thoughts that come in your mind, put it into action for your healing, for your new direction, for your new perspective on how you need to look at life and things, how to act. Everything is just not like, bing, and it's changed. He It says in Proverbs 16, Most High made everything for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. He also made you a righteous, striving person to do things. Like King David had to defeat all these nations. It wasn't just the Most High going, bing, and all the nations are defeated, and he just sat in his chair. No, he had to roll up his sleeves and boom, boom, bump, boing, boing, and kill a whole bunch of people. He had to actually do it. So this video is this, when you see these clips, take an initiative for your own good. I don't know about you, but I want to see the great and terrible awesome day of the Most High. I want to see the fall of the wicked. He says I think it's in Isaiah 48, he says, for there is no escape and pardon for the wicked. I want to see it. I don't want to see it. I want to see it. Yeah. Demon. Obadiah 1:15 came true. The day of the Most High is near to all the heathens. For what you have done, it will be done unto you. Your reward shall return on your own head. I want to see it, but I need help to see it. So let me get into this. This video is a little different from what I usually do, but FYI. Isaiah 41, Isaiah 41:10. Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not frightened, for I am your God. I strengthen you and I help you. I uphold you with my victorious right hand. See, when a lot of us Israelites see, and when people read Isaiah 41:10, be not frightened, for I am your God. I strengthen you and I help you. A lot of people think the help is just bing, you're healed, you're finished, you got your job, you found your soulmate. But no, you got to actually do action. That's your help. The direction, the thought, the vision, the dream of the Most High is your help also. He can do it. Bing. Yeah, he can do it that way, but he does it that way too. And a lot of people take that out. They just want a bing, and I'm everything's fixed. So I look at that when I look at Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not frightened, for I am your God. I strengthen you and I help you. When I see I help you, I don't look at it just one dimension. I look at it all other dimensional, like more dimensional, where, yeah, my help could come. You ever hear that? You ever hear that? And I'm pretty sure you heard it. There's a guy out at sea. He's like on a raft, a little tiny raft. He's been out there way out at sea. He hasn't seen land, and he's praying to get the Most High to save him, to rescue him. And a boat comes by, and he tells the guy, "No, no, 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 no. God is going to come down or send an angel and take me out of this. No, thank you. Skedaddle." And then another boat comes by. He says the same thing. Helicopter comes by. No, 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 I don't need your help. I'm waiting for a bing, and that's how I'm going to do it. And then when he dies, he says, "Why you didn't help me?" He said, "I sent 3 things to you. I sent 3 messengers to you, and you just don't look at it." So, that's what I get from when I read Isaiah 41:10. Okay, and the last one before I show you these clips is Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17. But I will bring healing to you and cure you of your wounds, declared the Most High. And this time I have to be honest, I like how it reads in the KJV in Jeremiah 30, verse 17. It says, I will give you back health and heal your wounds, says the Lord. I will give you back health and heal your wounds. Does it specifically describe how the Most High will give you back your health? Does it say being, or could it be a whole bunch of other different ways? So when other ways and other thoughts and other dreams and stuff come to you, don't just bypass it, or just do the same thing that everybody else does. We have a different path to live, the Hebrew Israelites. We don't live the same as the regular people. And me especially, like, a lot of people, like here, they text me all the time. A lot of people took that, they be like, oh, I'm sick of this and that. And these are young people, younger 30s, late 20s, mid 20s, and they're sick, 40s. I'm 60. Like, I'm in better health than you niggas. Number one, no, I don't follow them heathens in Esau. Proverbs 3, do not follow the ways of the wicked. Don't desire any of their ways. And I don't. These are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, if I ever speak to some, I'm gonna say, "Can I see your horns?" Because they the devil that the Bible speaks. I ain't fine listening to them. I'm gonna be inspired by the Most High, because listen. We got to start knowing that some of these thoughts that come in your head, they're not just your thoughts. They're thoughts that the Most High put in your head, because He's directing you. He's the puppet master. So take heed to them. Don't be like, ah, this is what everybody else does. I'm going over here. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. So I'm just sharing with you. When I saw these, because I'm into health and fitness and stuff like that, not to the same level I was when I was uh, 19, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I was boxing up when I was 55, still boxing young dudes, 55, 56, 57, here in the city over here. But I remember my older son said, because when he came to visit me a while ago, a long time ago, he said, "Dad, you need to sit your ass down." You get old. He squared off with him 27. I mean, I'm getting him. I'm getting it in with him. Boom, boom. That's why they want to box with me. Because I can do the rounds with him. I'm not, nah, nigga. So they want to fight with me. The young dudes want to fight with me. And none of them knocked me out. I knocked some of them out. I dazed the shit out of some of them. But since I'm older, I know I need to sit my ass down. That's what I do now. That's why I don't go to the gym anymore. But I'm still into health. So I want to share this health YouTube video with you guys. So when I saw these video clips, I'm like, wow, I stopped these supplements, taking all these different types of supplements a little while ago. And then I saw these clips, which verified to me that thought that came in my mind, because I was like, yo, why I feel a little sick? And I don't drink, smoke, do this. I don't go out partying. I don't eat meat. I don't eat fish. I don't think. I just drink water, and I make my own papaya juice and barley water. And man, why am I? Supplements. They got their dirty hands in it, but you don't know. They know a lot of you don't know. That's it. And they got their hands in the medicine. So I'm going to show you the clips, and we'll call it quits. Let me turn this fan off so you can hear. Okay. Okay. Let me get these. Let me get these clips. There's a bunch of them. So be patient with me. Okay. Be patient with me. Let me start with the first one. I gotta find the first one. Hold on. Okay. There's only a couple of them. Okay, no, it's this one. Okay, here we go. Hold on, wait. Excuse me. Fair use. 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. You can believe it or not, Israel. My job, I'm just a messenger. Okay, here we go. All right.
A billionaire patient. This guy comes in, he's been at the Mayo Clinic 5 times in 2 years for 3-month stints at a time for a condition called aphasia, which is what Bruce Willis just retired from Hollywood. Your brain is thinking what to say, but your mouth won't say it. It is delayed. On the intake forms, he actually had 5 different prescription medications. 3 of them were cholesterol drugs, 2 of them were high blood pressure drugs. But I didn't know how long he'd been on them. I just saw them on there and by name. So I went home and I wanted to know, of these pharmaceutical drugs, I wonder if any of these are published in peer-reviewed published research studies to be known to cause aphasia. I printed out these research studies, and as they're flipping through it, they had no idea that the cholesterol drugs had a published side effect to cause aphasia. Whoa. Can I ask you when you were prescribed these drugs? And he said, 3 years ago. I said, how long ago did your aphasia start? And he goes, 2.5 years ago. Whoa. And I said, okay, you're going to stop your cholesterol drugs today. He came off the drugs, and in 2 weeks, all of his speech was returned. Yeah. A billionaire patient. This guy comes in, he's been at the Mayo Clinic at a time for a condition called aphasia, which is what Bruce Willis just retired from Hollywood. Your brain is thinking what to say, but your mouth won't say it. It is delayed. On the intake forms, he actually had 5 different prescription medications. 3 of them were cholesterol drugs, 2 of them were high blood pressure drugs. But I didn't know how long he'd been on them. I just saw them on there and by name. So I went home and I wanted to know, of these pharmaceutical drugs, I wonder if any of these are published in peer-reviewed published research studies to be known to cause aphasia. I printed out these research studies, and as they're flipping through it, they had no idea that the cholesterol drugs had a published side effect to cause aphasia. Whoa. Can I ask you when you were prescribed these drugs? And he said, 3 years ago. I said, how long ago did your aphasia start? And he goes, 2.5 years ago. Whoa. And I said, okay, you're going to stop your cholesterol drugs today. He came off the drugs, and in 2 weeks, all of his speech was returned. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first one. That's
get spicy. Stone of understanding.
Listen, that's the first one. You heard it. Bruce Willis can't speak. It's aphasia. He's on. Well, not Bruce Willis has aphasia, but a rich guy came, and that's a doctor that was talking, and he has aphasia. He can't speak. Like, he's like, his mind knows it, but his mouth won't say it. It's the mental problems and speech and neurological problem. And, he's on those drugs. And then later on, I guess he had heart problems and cholesterol. I don't believe in none of that stuff. And he listens to the doctor. He's on that stuff, and he develops this or something else. And then that other doctor, who's a regular doctor, a naturopathic doctor, he says, hey, that stuff you taking actually causes the other stuff. And guess what? The regular doctor's not going to tell you that. They're going to say, oh, you need now these other medications for this stuff. So that's one of them. Now, let me show you the next one. I think I only got 3 little sections I want to show. They mentioned the supplements. This is why the main reason why I'm making the video, because, I got rid of all my supplementation. Hold on, let me get to the next one. I thought I had more than that, but I only got 2 more. I got this one and one more, and then that's it.
And corruption. Our institutions, particularly the healthcare industry, has completely let us down. And you just step back and think about it. Pharma is the largest spender on TV news ads. It's the largest spender. Novo Nordisk specifically is the largest spender on foundational obesity research. It's the largest spender on medical groups like the AAP. It's one of the largest funders of actual civil rights groups. So you actually can't even believe this, but Novo Nordisk is paying the NAACP to say that not supporting Ozempic is a civil rights issue. So you're racist if you're against giving kids a diabetes drug? It's on the NAACP website, and the NAACP is a registered lobbyist for Ozempic, saying that you are a racist because there's disproportionate issues with obesity in certain communities. That you're a racist for not supporting government funding for Ozempic. Of course.
And the NAACP takes money from the drug maker?
They're a registered lobbyist for the drug maker.
How can the NAACP be a registered lobbyist?
They have a lobbying organization. They have to declare who their lobbying clients are. And as reported in NPR very recently, they are registered as a lobbyist for Novo Nordisk. And on their website, they're saying it is an example of systemic racism to not support federal funding for Ozempic. So this is what I saw working for pharma. You just have to ask who people trust. People trust the medical groups. They trust civil rights groups. They trust the media. You have a situation where, additionally, Novo Nordisk, and this is reported, has given $30 million in direct bribes to obesity doctors. You would be hard-pressed to find a doctor who treats obesity in this country who has not received some kind of donation, not research grants, but direct consulting grants from Novo Nordisk.
Just sending you cash?
Exactly.
So how can doctors take cash from the drug maker?
Oh, this is what's done. The drug makers spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year in direct cash payments to doctors.
But you can't get the drug except with a script written by the doctor.
Yeah, prescription. Who take direct consulting fees from.
How can that be legal?
This is you know what you watch things about the opioid crisis and how the opioid completes the same playbook. Yeah, I actually, when I was working for pharma, the opioid crisis was in full effect, and there was a panel in 2012, and the panel was full of outside experts recommending guidance on opioids. The head of that panel was a man named Dr. Philip Pizzo, who was the dean of Stanford Med School at the time. He was a pain specialist. At the moment he was appointed to that panel, Stanford received a grant from Pfizer, who's one of the largest opioid makers, of $3 million for pain research. He appointed 90% of that panel, who are also conflicted, who received direct research and personal consulting fees from opioid makers, and they relaxed opioid standards. This is exactly what's happening in obesity. You have Dr. Fatima Stanford, the head of obesity research at Harvard, paid tens of thousands of dollars by Novo Nordisk, just started a new not to mention, of course, millions of dollars of research grants. She's been paid tens of thousands of dollars.
How can Harvard allow that?
There are no conflict of interest rules in medicine. Harvard is supporting her, and the NIH recently it came out that 8,000 research grants went to university professors who also have a direct conflict of interest with the topic and the drug they're studying.
How can how can you be a physician, even a teaching physician?
Getting spicy.
Okay.
The Rosetta Stone of understanding.
Okay, and I got the last one.
To be a scientist, you have to be a doctor to have common sense. Now, the pharmaceutical industry do not want to cure people, because if they cured people, they'd go out of business, because everyone would be healthy and they wouldn't be needed. So why would they do that? Why would they ruin their own business? All they need to do is to keep you just well enough to keep needing their tablets. And that's common sense. You know, I don't need to be going to university to work that one out. You don't have to be a scientist, you have to be a doctor to have common sense. Now, the pharmaceutical industry do not want to cure people, because if they cured people, they'd go out of business, because everyone would be healthy and they wouldn't be needed. So why would they do that? Why would they ruin their own business? All they need to do is to keep you just well enough to keep needing their tablets. And that's common sense. You know, I don't need to be going to university to work that one out. You don't have to be a scientist, you have to be a doctor.
So listen, I thought I had the other clip, and it was talking about the supplements, and apparently it didn't record when I tried to do it, because the premise of my video was talking about using my natural supplements, and there was a video on that video, which I don't know what the name of it, so nobody asked me what was the name of the video where with all those medical. I don't know. I got rid of it. Anyway, they mentioned supplements. And it said that the majority of the supplement companies have been bought out by the pharmaceuticals companies. And you know that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. So there was another guy who said, another interview, he said that a lady was taking these natural supplements. And she's getting sick and she don't feel good. She's going to the doctor. She developed certain things. Forgot exactly what the certain thing was. And the doctor said, let me see the naturopath doctor, not the regular doctor. Let me see the list. She said, because I only take supplements and stuff. She said, let me see the list of it. Took the list of it. He came back to her and said, listen, these supplements is causing your problems. He says, because they got additives in these supplements that they don't have to list on the label. And they got the side effects. And you got them. So now you got an ailment. Get off of those things. They get off of it. A little while later, they get better. So the supplements will kill you too, not just medicine. So that's why I made this. So you can believe it. That's why I have the thumbnail. You can believe it or not. This was filled with my natural supplements. So I got rid of them. And I feel a lot better. And you know the scripture that I read, the scripture in Jeremiah and Isaiah says, the Most High says, I will help you. You can't think it's just like bing, and you're just totally healed. He can help you in other ways. He's a creator. He said, I created all flesh. Is there anything that I cannot do? He doesn't just have to do it bing. He can do it other ways. Giving you knowledge, giving you dreams, giving you somebody telling you something or whatever. So anyway, that was the video. Anua, I see you in the house. James, JD Israel, I see you in the house. I'm not sure if you were on a couple of my last videos. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you watched them. If not, do watch them. And you guys that came in late, and AC also, you came in late, watch the video when I upload it, which I'm going to do right now. Thank you for coming on. This is New Year's from Israel, Hebrew on the Island too. Until next time.